Let's start lying down. And why don't you bring the soles of your feet together, and so your knees are going to go out wide like a book. This is, I don't know a lot of Sanskrit words, but this one is Supta Konasana, and I love saying that. I love how it kind of rolls off the tongue. So this is that pose. Right, so just let your knees, don't force them to the ground, but just kind of, this is a gentle hip opener. And let your back sink into the mat. Right, hands can be by your side. If you want to take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, you can do that too. Right. Whatever's going to bring you into this present moment, ground you into your body, into your breath. Take a full breath in. And a long breath out. And do that again. Take a full belly breath in and a long breath out. You let your shoulders fall away from your ears. You unhinge your jaw, soften the space between your eyes. And then begin to notice your inhales and your exhales. Right, and as you land, come into your body, you just notice what's here. Notice what's showing up, what's on top. And know that whatever it is, it'll be okay. Right? That however you show up here, whatever body is here is okay. And that's where you're supposed to be. Today, I choose to show up as the best me possible. The empowered me, the confident me, the me that handles both anything and everything. The me that faces the world with eyes of possibility, creativity, and solution. The me with a heart full of hope. The me that expresses herself proudly. The me that meets others with kindness and love. The me that knows her strength is her best asset because her strength paves the way for all of her choices. The me that knows it will be okay because it always has been. So as you move through practice today, can you move from that space that it will be okay, right? Whatever the pose, whatever the feeling, whatever the thought, right? It will be okay. That really spoke to me this morning. I try not to watch the news, but I just feel lately that I'm pulled to it, and I keep telling myself it will be okay. Like the chaos and all of the stuff around, it will be okay. So maybe that's the mantra through practice. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Take your hands to the outside of your knees. You're going to close them up like a book. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe you rock side to side for a moment. All right, and then you're going to keep that right knee hugged in, and that left foot's going to come down to the mat. You're going to reach for the outside edge of that right foot and come into half of a happy baby, right? So nothing, again, a very gentle hip opener. Don't force it. Right? It's still early. That left foot can be, the sole of the left foot can be on the mat, or if you want, you can have that left leg out straight. Keep the spine long on the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, and know that if there's some tightness here or some crankiness in that hip, that it'll be all right, right? You breathe through it. And take a breath in. You're going to release the grip on your foot, and you're going to take the left hand to the outside of that right knee and cross it over the body. So if your left leg isn't out long, You might want to make it long on the mat. That right arm can come out to the side and you can look out over the left shoulder. Keeping the shoulder blades on the mat. You breathe in and you notice here, right? What shows up, what version of yourself is here in this pose, right? So each pose is an opportunity to meet different versions of ourselves, get to know ourselves a little bit better, right? Like, why do I not like this pose? Or why do I love this pose, right? Take a breath in, right leg goes out long, that left knee is gonna come into half of a happy baby on this side. Right, you're pulling that knee down towards the armpit. My beast of a dog did not get the message that we're doing yoga, so he's chiming into the teaching here. Take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to release the grip on the foot. Take that right hand to the outside of the left knee and cross it over the body. Just a spinal twist, waking up the spine. What version is here? And knowing that whatever it is, it's good. You're okay. Take a breath in, uncross the left knee, hug both knees into the chest. You're going to start rocking front to back and make your way to tabletop. Right, so here in tabletop, right, you're on all fours, your shoulders are stacked over your wrists, right? Your hips are over your knees, the soles of your feet, or the tops of your feet are flat on the mat. The spine is long, the crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. Hug the belly button into the spine. You're gonna take a breath in, you're gonna lift the heart, drop the rib cage, and come into cow, and then on the exhale, you're gonna round your spine, push down into your hands and come into cat. Inhale, you drop the belly, heart lifts, rib cage releases, and then on the exhale, you round, hug everything in, feel the articulation of your spine as you push down into your hands. And you're going to keep doing that, right? You're going to move. Inhale, the heart lifts. Exhale, you round the spine. Right, and you breathe and you notice. You notice yourself coming into the body, waking up to the moment. Do 2 more, and then you're going to come into stillness. Here you are in a neutral spine, right? So really press down into the hands. You take a breath in. You're going to lift that right leg in the air behind you, flex through the foot, and then lift the left hand. So there's this extension from the tips of the left fingers all the way through the right foot. Like you want to put your sole of the foot on the back wall, or if I were to catch it and you're going to kick me, right? You're going to take a breath in, and on the exhale, the knee and the elbow come to the center. Hug everything in, pull the belly in. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you contract, hug it in. Inhale, you stretch out. Exhale, you hug it in. One more. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you lengthen. So you're going to keep the leg lifted. You're going to bring the left hand down. Listen up. So you're going to tap the toes down to the mat. So the right toes are on the mat. You're going to roll, you're going to lift that right hand and you're going to roll open, right? So it's kind of a little bit of a side plank. So you just keep the foot down, open up across the chest, right? Actually, I should do it this way. I don't like doing things on the video. So, right. So just an opening up of the heart. Roll that top shoulder onto the back. You got it. Beautiful. Take a breath in. That right hand comes down to the mat. You make your way back to that tabletop. Make it strong. So you lift that left leg on an inhale. And then when you're ready, you lift that right hand forward, lengthening out. Right, the crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. Beautiful. You're going to take a breath in. You know where we're going. You're going to exhale. You're going to hug it in, knee to elbow, into the center. Okay, beautiful. Take a breath in. You lengthen. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you hug everything into center. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you contract. Really feel the ab muscles working. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you hug it in. Inhale, you lengthen. Right, so you're going to bring that right hand down. The left toes are going to come down to the mat, and then you're going to roll open. Lift that left hand forward. Roll the left shoulder so that it stacks on top of the right. Open up across the chest, right? And notice here what you feel, what shows up. Take a breath in. That left hand comes down. Left knee comes underneath you, so you're back in that tabletop. You're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips, and come into downward facing dog. Right, so here in down dog, right, you're in an upside down V. Your hands are pressed down into the mat. Spread your fingers wide so you can see the color of your mat between them. Right? Hands are shoulder width apart. Maybe you pedal out your feet. Right, the first down dog, what is it here? Is there resistance? Is there this sense of, like I'm home? Right, can you get into your body? Right, whatever it is, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Knowing that down dog now is going to feel very different from down dog at the end of class. You're going to take a breath in, and you're going to walk very, very slowly to the top of your mat. So take teeny tiny steps. Really feel the feet move and connect to the mat. Now, some of you are probably already there, but go very slowly. This is very hard. I know. Right, so you're at the top of the mat. Take your feet wide. Grab opposite elbows. Come into ragdoll. Let the head and neck release. Maybe you sway. Knowing that all is well in this moment, in this pose. Right? And I think that for me, the thing that lets me know that it will be okay is that breath, right? So what is it that you anchor into, right? Is it breath? Is it a mantra? Is it a thought? Is it a sensation? What lets you know that it is okay? Take a breath in, release the fingertips to the mat. Left hand stays down, right hand lifts up. You open up, maybe you bend into that left knee, right? This opening up of the body, right? It helps us know that it will be okay. Hi, Christine. Good to see you. We're just getting started. Take a breath in. That right hand comes down. The left hand comes up. You bend into that right knee. Right, this opening up. Because if we're closed, we can't hear the wisdom of our body, like the wisdom that tells us it'll be okay. Take a breath in, left hand comes down, toe heel your feet to hip distance. Halfway lift on an inhale, so the arms reach out behind you. Hug the shoulder blades onto the back. Exhale, you fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. One more, just like that. Inhale, heart lifts. Feel the crown of the head reach towards the front of your room. Exhale, you fold. You're going to ground down. You're going to inhale, rise up to standing. Arms are reaching up overhead. Take the right hand and the left wrist. Lengthen on the inhale, and the exhale, you lean over towards the right. Inhale, you come back to center, you switch hands, ground down through the feet, lengthen on the inhale, and the exhale, you lean over towards the left. Take a breath in, Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you bend the knees. You sit the hips, chair. Good morning. And here you are in chair. The knees are stacked over the ankles, the weights on the back side of the body, the heart's lifted. Right, and notice here that you may have to tell yourself you're okay, or maybe not yet, right? You all know how I feel about chair, right? So this is a pose that creates a lot of resistance, and I have to tell myself, like, it's an opportunity for me to sit and say, oh, hello, resistance, good to see you. You'll be okay. Take a breath in, you straighten the legs, you straighten the arms. Exhale, you bend the knees, you sit the hips, chair. Oh, it's gonna be that kind of morning, friends. Inhale, you lengthen, straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Exhale, you bend the knees, sit the hips, chair. Take a full breath in. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold, you plant your hands, you step back to plank, you pause and plank, right? So your shoulders are over your wrists, your thigh bones are lifting up towards the ceiling, the belly's hugging in, right? And how do you feel in this pose, right? What self shows up? You're okay, you're breathing. Take a breath in, exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale, so it's a teeny tiny back bend, heart lifts. Exhale, you lower, you push back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in, you look forward, you walk your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale, the spine is long. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, chair. You stay here for a breath in, and on the exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold, you plant the hands, you step back to plank. You pause and plank. On the exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra. On the exhale, you make your way back to downward facing dog. So that whole movement, right, is a vinyasa. You can do it or you can skip it and go back to downward facing dog. Your choice, right? And maybe that changes in each moment, right? It's that awareness of what you need in the moment to be okay. Take a breath in, you look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you bend the knees, chair. In chair, you take a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold, you plant your hands, you move through vinyasa, and we meet back up at downward facing dog. You take a breath in and a breath out. You look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, chair. You take a breath in and chair. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold, and you move through vinyasa. And you make your way back to downward facing dog, where you take a full breath in and a long breath out. Right, and maybe you check in, like, what are you feeling? What's coming up? What's on top? Do you need to tell yourself you're okay? Maybe you are okay. You are okay, right? Sometimes it's that telling ourselves that we're okay. Like, you got this. That self-talk is so important. Kind self-talk, right? Take a breath in. You look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, chair. Right, so here in chair, really feel the weight in the back side of your body. Like, let those big muscles do the work. Maybe you come up to your toes, right? So you lift the heels, make it a little bit more challenging. Take a breath in, keep the heart lifted. Exhale, you fold. Right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it to the back of the mat. You're in a low lunge. So the left knee stacked over the left ankle. You're high on the ball of the left foot. Hands are on the ball of the right foot. Sorry. Your hands are framing the left foot. That right thigh bone's lifting up towards the ceiling. Kind of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. And then you're going to lift up so that your hands are hovering, right? So that you're engaging the. And you breathe here, take a breath in, those fingertips come down to the mat, right foot steps up to meet the left. Halfway lift on an inhale, exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing, exhale, chair. Right, so the hands can be at heart center, they can frame your head. You can come up to your toes. Take a breath in, exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Right, so you're in this standing split. So it's like you're looking over the edge of a cliff. So the heart's reaching forward. You're pulling up through that right thigh. Take a breath in. On the exhale, the left toes come down to the back of the mat. You're in a low lunge. Right knee stacked over right ankle. Left thigh bone's lifting up towards the ceiling. Spine is long. Lift up so that your fingertips are hovering above the mat. Pull the belly in and breathe. Take a breath in. Exhale, fingertips come down. Right foot steps back to meet the left. You're in a high plank. So here in high plank, really press down into the hands. Puff up the space between your shoulder blades. Heart's reaching forward. You're okay. You breathe. Take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, you look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, chair. Come up to your toes on an inhale. Exhale, you lower the heels towards the ground. You take a breath in, exhale, you fold forward, right leg lifts on an inhale, exhale, right toes touch down at the back of the mat. Right, this time, the right hand's gonna stay down, the left hand's gonna lift up, you're gonna low lunge twist. So roll that left shoulder on top of the right, open up across the heart. Check in here in this pose, right? It's a new pose, a new opportunity. Take a breath in, left hand comes down, fingertips come up to a hover, so you're hovering over that thigh. Beautiful, take a breath in, arms are gonna reach up overhead, you're in high crescent lunge. So the legs stay in the same position, the upper body lifts. Hug the belly into the spine. Drop the shoulders away from your ears. Right, and you pause here. Right, new pose, new opportunity, a new chance to re-engage, to get to know yourself, to tell yourself you're okay. So keep bending into that left knee. Take a breath in, exhale, hands come down to the mat, right foot steps up to meet the left. You're at the top of the mat. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, chair. You know where we're going, right? Just different side. Take a breath in, you come up to your toes. Exhale, you fold forward, heels sink to the mat. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, left toes touch down at the back of the mat. You're in a low lunge, right? So keeping that knee stacked over the ankle, keep pushing that right knee towards the front of the room. Left hand stays down, right hand lifts up, low lunge twist. Right. Watch that left heel, it likes to kick out. Can you pull it into the center? Beautiful. Take a breath in. That right hand comes down on an exhale. Inhale, you lift up. You're hovering the fingertips, right? Let the shoulders fall away from your ears. Belly hugs into the spine. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You rise to high crescent lunge. Keep bending into that right knee. Left thigh bones lifting up to the ceiling. Right, soften the space between your eyes, unhinge your jaw. Take a full breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Move through vinyasa. Right, and you make your way back to downward facing dog, and it's that reset, right? Okay, so you rinsed it off. We go again, right? We add something in, something new, a new opportunity, a new challenge, a new feeling, a new thought. Take a breath in. You look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, chair. Inhale, you come up to your toes. Hug the belly in. Exhale, you fold forward. Heels sink to the mat. Right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it to the back of the mat. Low lunge. Right hand stays down. Left hand comes up on an inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down. Inhale, you lift to a hover. You take a breath in. You rise to high crescent lunge on an inhale. Exhale, you open it up, warrior two. So you're facing the right side of your room, the left knee stacked over the left ankle. The right foot is, the right toes are facing the long side of your mat. So the left heel's lined up with the arch of the right foot. Right, this is a big, powerful pose. So maybe you need to tell yourself you're okay. Maybe you tell yourself you're super strong. Maybe you tell yourself you're a warrior. Maybe you just soften and breathe and settle in. Let the shoulders soften. I'm going to flip the front palm, stretch back, peaceful warrior. Feel the stretch on the left side body. Keep stretching back. I haven't forgotten about you. Exhale, you're going to cartwheel your hands to the mat. So your hands are framing the left foot. Right foot steps up to meet the left. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, chair. Inhale, you come up to your toes. Exhale, you fold forward. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it to the back of the mat. Low lunge. Left hand stays down. Right hand comes up. Low lunge twist. Open up. Take a breath in. Right hand comes down to the mat. You hover over the thighs on an inhale. The fingertips are reaching towards the mat. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come up to high crescent lunge. You settle in, keep bending into that right knee, and on the exhale, you open it up, warrior two, facing the left side of the room. So keep bending into that right knee, and then it likes to cave into the center, so can you push the right knee out towards the right pinky toes? So same pose that we just did, but different side, which can bring up a different sensation or a feeling or a sense of knowing. So check in. You're good here. You're okay here. No one's legs have ever fallen off in warrior two. I doubt it's going to happen today. Right? You keep breathing. Let the shoulders soften. You're going to flip that front palm. Stretch it back. Peaceful warrior. Right? That left hand moves down the left thigh. Right? You feel the space. Can you make space in between the ribs? You breathe. Beautiful. Exhale. Hands come down to the mat. You move through vinyasa. You step back to plank. Or you make your way back to downward facing dog. And you're going to add some fun to this here. As if it wasn't fun enough already, right? Here we go. Take a breath in. You look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. You know this part. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, chair. Inhale, you come up to your toes. Pull the belly in. Let the shoulders fall away from your ears. Take a breath in. Exhale, you fold. Right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, right toes touch down at the back of the mat. You're in that low lunge twist on an inhale. That left hand lifts up. Here we go. So you're going to listen up. We're going to do it a little bit different. So you're going to ground down into that left foot. So you're in the low lunge twist and you're going to lift the upper body so that you're in a twisted crescent lunge. So the right hand's reaching towards the front of the room. The left hand's reaching back. Let the shoulders soften. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come up to high crescent lunge. Arms reach up overhead. And on the exhale, you open it up, warrior two. So keep bending into that left knee. Take a breath in. You flip that front palm, stretch back, peaceful warrior. Right? You're going to straighten the front leg. You're going to shift the hips towards the back of the room while the left fingertips reach towards the front of the room. And you're going to come forward as far as you can before you drop into triangle and that right hand lifts up. Right? So the right hand can be on the floor. It can be on your shin. It can be on your thigh, right? It's more important to feel this lift on the right side body than it is to have your hand on the mat, right? So this pose is about expansion, right? And lightness and lift. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You're going to look down at the right hand or the left hand. You're going to ground down into the right foot, left foot, and you're going to lift the right leg and come into half moon. Right? So in half moon, the left hand's on the ground, the right leg is lifted, the right arm is up. So it's kind of what we started in cat-cow, right? When we opened up. This is just the full expression of that. Really flex through that right foot. If you want to lift the left hand to a hover, right? And there's this grounding down into the left foot, pull up through the left thigh bone, and then reach the right hand up as if you're trying to reach up to the sky, and that's going to help give you stability. Beautiful. Take a breath in, bend into the left knee, step back to warrior two. Flip the front palm, stretch back, peaceful warrior, and then cartwheel your hands to the mat, rinse it off, move through vinyasa, or make your way back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you check in, you take a full breath in, and a long breath out. On your next inhale, you look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, chair. Inhale, you come up to your toes. Exhale, you fold, heels sink down to the mat. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it back, low lunge. Left hand stays down, right hand comes up, low lunge twist. Right, so you know where we're going. So don't stay here, stay in the moment, stay with me here. Take a breath in. You're going to ground down into that right foot. Lift the upper body up so you're in a twisted crescent lunge. Left hand's forward, right hand's back. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Take a breath in. You come up to high crescent lunge. Arms reach up overhead. And the exhale, you open it up warrior two. So that bend into that right knee. Seal the outside edge of the left foot against the mat. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You flip that front palm. You stretch back, peaceful warrior. You're going to pause. You're going to straighten that right leg. You're going to shift the left hips towards the back of the mat. Right fingertips move towards the front of the room. You're going to lean forward, and then you're going to drop into triangle. Left hand lifts up to the sky. Open up across the chest. Left shoulders stacked over the right. Maybe you look up at the left fingertips. Right, so you know where we're going, so stay here. Right, so you're going to bend into that right knee. You're going to look down at the right hand. You're going to press down into the right foot. Lift the left leg, half moon. Right, and it's a balance, right? This is a hard pose, so if you wobble and you fall, you come back into it. It's not a big deal. You're okay. You fall, you're okay. It's part of it. It's part of the learning. It's how we learn that we're okay, right? What do we tell a toddler when they fall? You're okay. Dust it off. Get back up, right? You're fine. You breathe. Take a breath in. Rebend the right knee. Come back to warrior two. Flip the front palm. Stretch back. Peaceful warrior. You're going to exhale. You're going to cartwheel your hands to the mat. And you're going to move through vinyasa. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, you look forward. Walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, chair. This time you're going to bring your hands to heart center. You're going to lean forward over your thighs on an inhale. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. You're going to twist open. Right, so pull that left hip crease back. The left knee likes to pop forward. And keep bending into the knees. Press the palms together. You got it. You breathe. You tell yourself you're okay. You're going to ground down into the right foot. Left foot's going to lift up to a hover. You good? Hovering? Okay, beautiful. Keep the left elbow connected to the outside of the right knee. You're going to stretch that left foot back. You're in a twisted low lunge here. Right? So the elbow's still connected to the outside of the right knee. Roll that right shoulder on top. Press the palms together. They move towards the heart. And you breathe here. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come up to high crescent lunge. Exhale, you open it up, warrior two. Flip the front palm, stretch back, peaceful warrior. Straighten that front leg. Shift the hips back, triangle. You're going to look down at the right foot. Right hand is on the mat, left hand stays lifted, half moon. Keep pressing through that left foot. Take a breath in and a breath out. Rebend the right knee, come back to warrior two. You're going to take their hands to your hips. You're going to turn the right toes so that they're parallel to the left. You're facing the left side of the mat. You're going to come in to a forward fold. So you can grab opposite elbows. You can walk your hands towards the back of your mat. You can grab your ankles, you can reach behind your back, clasp your hands, get a shoulder stretch, right? But whatever it is, make sure that you're moving from that place of this is what you need, right? This is what I need to help me feel okay in this pose, in this moment. You breathe in, you breathe out. Wherever you are, your fingertips come underneath your shoulders. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You're going to turn the right toes so that they're facing the front of the mat. Walk your hands so that you're in a low lunge. Left foot steps up to meet the right. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you bend the knees, you sit the hips, chair. Oh, did you forget we had another side to do this on? We do, right? So here you are in chair, hands come to heart center on an exhale. Inhale, you lean forward, right elbow to the outside of the left knee, twist open. Right, watch that right knee, pull the right hip crease back. Really press the hands together so that they move towards the heart. Open up and breathe. You're okay. It's always been okay. It will be okay. It's a pose. It's a moment in time. Take a breath in. You're going to ground down into that left foot. Right foot lifts to a hover. You hovering? Good. On the exhale, right toes touch down. You're still in that twisted crescent lunge. So the right elbow still on the outside of that left knee. Keep moving the hands towards the heart. Open up across the chest. Beautiful. Breathe. Take a breath in. You come up to high crescent lunge. Exhale, you open it up, warrior two. Flip the front palm, stretch back, peaceful warrior. Straighten that front leg. Hips shift back towards the back of the mat. You come into triangle. Right arm lifts up towards the sky. Where can you make space? Right, so sometimes a simple act of noticing, right, where can we make space, makes us feel better. Like it's like, oh, okay, it's okay. So where can you make space in this pose? Where can you bring in some lightness? Take a breath in, ground down into the left foot, look down at the left hand, half moon. Right, press through that right leg. Lean back a little bit. Take a breath in. You come back to warrior two. Hands are going to come to the hips. You're going to turn the left toes so that they're parallel to the right side of the mat. You're going to come into that forward fold again. So do something different than you did on the other side. I don't know what you did, so maybe you do something that makes you feel something different or notice something different. Gives you an opportunity to engage in your body and your breath in a different way than you did on the other side. You breathe in and you breathe out. Hands come underneath the shoulders, halfway lift on a breath in. Exhale, you fold. You turn the left toes so that they're parallel or pointing towards the front of the mat. My words this morning. Come into a low lunge. Left foot's going to step back to meet the right. You're in high plank. You pause here. And you breathe. Really press down into the palms. Pull the belly button into the spine. You can always drop your knees if that's what you need. You do that. Yeah, you're still in plank, I know. You're hanging out, you're breathing. What are you telling yourself? You're okay, I promise. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down to the mat. Heart lifts on an inhale to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, your knees go wide to the edges of the mat. You come into child's pose, sit the hips back over the heels, belly falls in between the thighs. Hands reach forward towards the front of the mat, forehead rests on the mat. Pause here. Notice sensation, notice thought, notice breath. Sometimes we need that physical pause to tell ourselves that we're okay. Take a breath in. You're going to walk your fingertips off to the right side of the mat. So they're going to come off of the mat. You're going to press down into your hands. Shift your left hip towards the left heel and feel that stretch on the left side body. right? This has become one of my new favorite sort of ways to lengthen the side body and stretch out. Right, you notice here what's alive in this moment. Take a breath in, you come back to center with the hands, and on the exhale, you walk them over to the left side. Press down into the fingertips and then shift that right hip towards the right heel. Right, it will be okay. It's always been okay. Take a breath in. You come back to center with the hands. Take a full belly breath in. Sigh it out through the mouth. Good. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Right, I spend much of my day telling other people that it's going to be okay, right? Students, my son, friends, right? But I don't tell myself that it's going to be okay. And that's the most important thing, right? So how do you tell yourself that you're going to be fine? You're here in down dog. You take a breath in. You look forward. Take a slow walk towards the top of the mat. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You're going to ground down into the left foot. Right foot's going to lift up as you come up to standing. Hands come to heart center. On the exhale, you're going to take that right ankle and cross it over the left thigh. You're going to bend the left knee, come into standing pigeon. Right? So this is one of those poses. It's a balancing pose, but it's also a hip opener. And you can play around with the sensation in your hip by how deeply you bend into that left knee. Right? Keep the hips moving towards the back of the mat. Keep the heart lifted and the shoulders moving away from the ears. Right? You can stay here, or if you want to walk your hands towards the mat, you can do that. So you bend into that left knee a little bit deeper, hands come down to the mat. If you want to play around with the arm balance, if that's something that you're working on, you can do that as well. Or you can just hang out in standing pigeon, right? Wherever you are, you're going to take a breath in. You're going to uncross that. You're straighten the left leg, uncross the right ankle, and come up into tree. So the sole of the right foot comes to the inside of the left calf or the left thigh, or the toes touch down on the mat. Right. Arms can reach up overhead. They can be at heart center. They can reach behind your back. Right, and again, balance is not something that comes naturally to us. So if you fall out, you come back in. It's not a big deal. You tell yourself you're okay, you're fine. You haven't failed yoga. I don't even know if you're falling out because I can't see you. In my mind, you're all in these perfect trees. Right? And ground down into that left foot. Hug the belly button into the spine. Let the shoulders soften. Take a breath in. Right foot comes down to the mat. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts as you rise to standing. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Bend the right knee. Sit the hips back. Standing pigeon. Right, and you just notice here, right, as you wind down, class gets quieter and slower. Right, can you stay here, or does your mind start to wander? And take a breath in. You're going to straighten that right leg, uncross the left ankle, come into tree on this side. And so the sole of the left foot's on the right calf, the right thigh. Maybe here you do something different with your arms. And you just notice, and you breathe. And you tell yourself you are okay, you are strong. You are kind, you are confident, like all of those things. What you tell yourself is how you show up. Take a breath in, left foot comes down to the mat, halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, chair. You tell yourself you're okay here. Take a breath in. Exhale, you lower your hips closer to the mat. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower them a little bit more. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower them a little bit more. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower them all the way to the mat, and you come down to your back. And now you know you're okay, right? You know what's coming now, right? Hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. And take both knees over to the right. Arms can go out side to side. You can look out over that left shoulder. Keeping the shoulder blades on the mat. You take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, you come back to center. Knees drop over to the left. Look out over the right shoulder. You notice what's showing up here. How do you feel? How's your mind? And take a breath in. Knees come back to center on the inhale. You're going to reach in between your thighs, grab the outside edges of your feet. Full happy baby this time. Comes full circle back where we started. Right, soles of the feet are shining up towards the ceiling. Knees are moving towards the elbows. Spine is long on the back. Right, and maybe here you want to move. Whatever you choose, movement or stillness is okay. Yeah, it's fine. And you breathe and you notice. And you tell yourself you're okay. It will be okay. Right, that we stay close to what we know, to the heart. And we listen to that when things feel unsettled. For me, it is this practice. Take a breath in. Release the grip that you have on your feet. Hug that right knee in, left leg goes out long, spinal twist, cross the right knee over the body. You take a breath in, you come back to center. Right leg goes out long, left knee comes in, cross the left knee over the body. Inhale, you come back to center. Both legs go straight up in the air. Arms can be by your side, or you can put them underneath your low back for a little bit of support. You can point your toes, flex your toes. It's this final inversion here. Take a breath in and a breath out. Right foot comes down to the mat, and then the left. Legs go out long, heels are in the high corners of the mat, let the feet splay open. Arms by your side, your shoulders fall away from your ears. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. This final pose, this coming together of body and mind, letting them rest, Shavasana. If your mind starts to drift, can you come back? Maybe it's the mantra of I'm okay. And come back to the inhale and the exhale. Today I choose to show up as the best me possible. The empowered me, the confident me, the me that handles both anything and everything. The me that faces the world with eyes of possibility, creativity, and solution. The me with a full heart of hope. The me that expresses herself proudly. The me that meets others with kindness and love. The me that knows her strength is her best asset because her strength paves the way for all of her choices. The me that knows it will be okay because it has always been. Start to bring some movement back into your fingers and your toes. Some awareness back into your breath. Keeping your eyes closed, roll gently to your right side. And pause there for a breath in and a breath out. And when you're ready, you make your way up to seated at the top of your mat. Together, take a full breath in, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center and pause. Thumbs rest on the heart space. Feel the heartbeat, the breath. This life force within you, and know that you are okay because it always has been okay. Together, take a full breath in and a long breath out. The light and truth in me sees and honors that in each of you. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. I hope you have a fabulous day. Together we say, Namaste.